In the headlines, second meeting between Trade Union Congress and government on fuel subsidy removal ended without agreement. Kano shop owners count losses as thugs take over demolition of building. Inspector General of Police Usman Baba described NLC's planned industrial action as a threat. And on the foreign scene, probe into India rail disaster begins as train services resume. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for joining. And now the details. Federal government's meeting on Sunday night with representatives of the Trade Union Congress at the State House in Abuja did not end in an agreement. The TUC came to the meeting with a list of demands which the federal government team said it will present to President Bola Tinubu. But President's advisor, Dele Alake, explained that a key demand which the President was positively inclined to was the issue of minimum wage. TUC President General Festus Osifo, however, urged government to show good faith by reverting pump price to status quo in the interim.
So the meeting we just concluded, we have detailed and marshaled out the list of our demands to them. So they also in turn told us that when they presented the items to us on Wednesday, we told them that we're going back to our principals. That they also need to touch base with the president so that we will convey this meeting again on Tuesday. So we've and topmost in our demand was clearly stated as well that for utmost good faith and in the interest of social dialogue, that they should revert back the pump price while discussion continues.
Oh, it's a list, but we are not going to be listing all of those things now. We are not going to. The most important is the minimum wage. That is increase of minimum wage. Because when this thing is removed, the argument of labor is that there is an immediate impact on the workers, on the purchasing power, because price of fuel has gone up. So that would necessarily reduce the purchasing power of the average worker. So the next thing of immediate consequence is to increase the purchasing power of the worker. And so that, to me and to all of us on this side, is the topmost priority on the list.
The recent fuel subsidy removal has forced many residents of Osun State to adjust their lifestyle by cutting daily spending. They appeal to President Bola Tinubu to ensure that money recovered from the fuel subsidy removal is judiciously utilized. Hamid Oebadi reports.
The impact of the fuel subsidy removal was felt by Nigerians across the country as it resulted into increase in the prices of commodities. Residents of Osun State lamented that the hike affects their businesses adversely as they recorded low patronage due to the sudden changes on the prices. They also said that the economic hardship occasioned by the hike has forced them to adjust their lifestyle, especially the aspects that involves fuel consumption.
Now, I have 2 cars. It's only 1 car that can come out now. So my wife can take my children to school. We can always go and pick them. Me also, I'll be able to use Okada now. I don't even have money to buy 500 naira per liter.
It affects me. Honestly, I won't lie to you because the price of everything has skyrocketed more than ×3. So everybody.
This car wash was always full of vehicles, but we have just washed 2 or 3 cars today. It is because of the current economic problem. Meanwhile, majority of people seemed to agree with President Tinubu on the need to remove the subsidy.
Subsidy was removed and the general population, the masses, did not feel the positive impact. But don't let us be panic. As far as the personality
of the new president is concerned, I know he understands the economy. He understands the terrain.
For me, the move of subsidy is okay. What the government should do is to assuage the workers by improving the minimum wage. The minimum wage is for the workers. It is still over on the marketplace, but definitely, it's the best decision in the last half a century in Nigeria.
Nigerians appealed to the president to ensure that the money recovered is judiciously utilized to make the country better. Hamid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
Demolition of buildings constructed or sold by the immediate past administration of Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, considered illegal by Governor Abba Kabir, is taking another dimension in Kano, as youths suspected to be thugs are using the opportunity to loot valuables belonging to shop owners. Idris Jibrin reports.
Well, it's been exactly 7 days, 1 week, since Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf was sworn into office here in Kano State. Now, the latest victims of the governor's revolutions in terms of buildings that he says were constructed not in accordance with the law are the traders here in Kantunkwari Textile Market. Now, this shopping complex you are seeing is around close to the Kano Eid ground, which the state government says it wasn't constructed in accordance with the law, and therefore last night the governor led a demolition exercise here in this shopping complex. Now you can see all these shops from down there. This is the Eid ground, and all the shops down here, upward down to Ofarmata Gate, are to be demolished. And the governor has flagged off the demolition exercise. Now what you are seeing here, most of these people are traders trying to salvage what they can. And some of them are not even traders. You can see some of these boys, they are trying to get what they can so that they can go and sell it and make it small money. Now, I've been talking to some people around this place who are very, very angry with the decision taken by the government. But meanwhile, the government is saying that the decision is for the good of the people of Kano State, and that they are trying to clean the system because there are so many constructions that were done not in accordance with the law. And the intention of the state government is to ensure that it brings sanity in all the aspects of the state. But traders here are very angry. They believe that government shouldn't have done this because there are over 10,000 people who are trading here on daily basis. Now, as of today, they don't have what to eat. They don't have where to turn to because their means of livelihood is gone. Prior to this moment, if you come to this place, actually by this time, you will see the kind of businesses that are taking place here. But now, it is no more. Meanwhile, the state government says it will continue to carry out this demolition exercise within Kano State in the next coming days.
Now, since Tuesday, May 30th, the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal has been hearing petitions challenging the victory of President Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress in the February 25 presidential election. The People's Democratic Party and its candidate Atiku Abubakar, the Labour Party and its candidate Peter Obi, and the Allied People's Movement are the petitioners. On the other hand, the respondents include the Independent National Electoral Commission, Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, and the APC. According to results declared by INEC, Tinubu 71 got 8,794,726 votes. 76-year-old Atiku polled 6,984,520 votes, and Obi 61 finished the race with 6,101,533. This was the first presidential election to deploy the bimodal voter accreditation system, an electronic system for accrediting voters before voting and transmitting results to the INEC server, as well as the INEC results viewing portal. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, on Monday describes the proposed industrial action against the fuel subsidy removal as an emerging threat capable to thwart current peace and stability of Nigeria's democracy. Baba, who spoke at the force headquarters Abuja during a strategic meeting with other top corps of the force, vowed that he and his team, DIGs, AIGs, CPs and others, will not rest on their oars while the internal security of the country is jeopardized. The police chief said that the resolve was on the heels of growing security challenges in the country, adding that at the moment, a total of 3,619 suspects have been arrested for their participation in various crimes across the country between January and May 2023. According to him, 316 victims of kidnapping were rescued during the same period, while 486 assorted firearms consisting of AK-47 rifles and locally fabricated automatic weapons were recovered. Now, community members in Tangaza local government area of Sokoto State have been plunged into mourning following a raid by marauders suspected to be armed bandits who killed over 35 persons. According to locals, the bandits attacked 3 communities within the local government area, Raka Dute and Filingawa. However, the Sokoto State Police Command, in a statement on Monday by the Public Relations Officer ASP Ahmad Rufai, said 30 residents were killed, confirming the attacks by bandits. The police said that the affected communities were Araka, Bilingawa, Raka Dute, Jaba, Dabayi and Talewa villages, all in Tangaza local government area. Residents of Enugu State have defied the state government's directives on the Monday compulsory sit-at-home order issued by the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, as roads, schools, banks, markets, and other public places were completely deserted. The state governor, Peter Mba, had on June 1 declared no more sit-at-home in Enugu, effective from Monday, June 5. He asked individuals and corporate organizations to ensure full-scale business activities in the state. It is, however, not clear if commercial activities will pick up before the end of the day. Abuja is not just Nigeria's political capital. It is the fastest growing city where many believe things happen and one can make fortunes easily. Kabir Lawan meets a Fulani man who came from Niger Republic in search of greener pasture. Take a look.
This is a typical day in Abuja, a building city attracting people from all directions. Malal Abdulmumin Yusuf sells ram at Maraba Market, and he came to Abuja to try his luck, having believed that Abuja is the land of opportunity for people. In Niger, to be precise, and we have been here for years. Abuja has become a home for me and my family. I rear and sell goats, sheep, though Abuja is expensive. But if you are working, you will be comfortable. But if you are not, the situation and the nature of the town will tell on you. I came from far north and I've been in Abuja for quite some time now. I hawk because I don't want to steal or become a beggar in the FCT. It's not easy though, but if you are determined, you will achieve your set objectives. The stories of people like Abdulmumin Yusuf are many. Little wonder the population of the capital city is growing beyond imagination. Some residents say life in Abuja is not all bed of roses, as one must struggle to make ends meet.
Most people out there, they believe once you come to Abuja, it's very easy to make it. You understand? That's why most of us, or most people you are seeing around, coming with the mindset of making it, you know how life it is generally everywhere. So Abuja being the federal capital territory is like a sure bet for anybody coming over that this is the mindset, this is it, I'm going to make it over here.
You know, one thing is Abuja is designed for civil servants because it's the capital city. Okay, so in view of this, if you have nothing to do around offices or government parastatals, the next option for you is maybe an artisan. So these are the two likely people that can survive in Abuja.
Though many districts and satellite towns were created to accommodate more people. The capital city is still crowded with more people coming to settle in the city, considered to be land of opportunity, being the political seat and seat of power.
This is the Federal Capital Territory. It is also known as the Power City or the land of opportunities, where people from all walks of life have come to make ends meet. Reporters also indicate that the government and well-to-do meaningful individuals to try to make it their responsibility of enabling the youth, creating an enabling environment for youth, not only to contribute their own quota to the just Federal Capital Territory, but the country as a whole. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at how to avoid gray hair. Details and more after the break. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Here's a look at the top stories. Second meeting between Trade Union Congress and government on fuel subsidy removal ended without agreement. Kano shop owners count losses as thugs take over demolition of buildings. Permanent Secretary, Federal Capital Territory Administration, Olushade Adeshola, says that steps will be taken towards developing bicycle tracks within the Abuja metropolis. Adeshola made the expression in a statement by the Director, Information and Communication, FCT, Muhammad Sule, in Abuja on Sunday. Adeshola spoke at the opening of the 2023 World Bicycle Day in Abuja. He said that bicycle tracks were already captured in the master plan of Abuja City, noting that the move will deepen the campaign to reduce the effect of climate change and carbon emissions. Now, people develop gray hair at different stages of life. It could be genetic, advancement in age, or stress. But at what age should people begin to expect gray hair? Abdullahi Amadi tells us more.
As people get older, the pigment cells in their hair follicles gradually die, such that the strands of hair will no longer contain melanin and becomes transparent color, as in gray, silver, or white as it grows. Many people ask question that at what age do people begin to grow gray hair? Experts say people can begin to notice gray hair in life at their 30s. Some may even find theirs in late 20s. It is normal for one to have gray hair, especially women in their late 20s, as experts agreed that stress, genetic, and other factors can play a significant role.
The genetic, that is hereditary, which somebody will inherit it from his parent. A young person from 20 up to 30, he can experience gray hair due to hereditary. In old age, it's irreversible, but in diseases, especially deficiencies, if of that vitamins, as I said earlier, when you reverse it to the vitamins, good balanced diet, treatment, white hair can turn to black.
What do people think about going grey?
I thought generally speaking, when you see somebody with a gray hair, you will just say, that man is old. People are looking at me as an elderly person, even though maybe my age has not reached to that,
A lot of people are not aware that gray hair can be caused by deficiencies in vitamin D3 and B12 and can be stopped or reduced by using micronutrients such as vitamin E, A, iron, copper, and zinc for healthy hair growth. In the same vein, there are also some home remedies to gray hair. Some food supplements are also suggested as natural hair growth enhancers. Eating right, living stress-free life, and exercising can also help in getting rid of gray hair, experts admitted.
Most of the security agents that I meet on the road, they respect me because of my gray hair. They either call me Ustaz, Malam, Baba, and what have you. I can even see somebody that I'm definitely sure he's older than me. But because of my gray hair, he will still call me Baba. No, it keeps my prestige in the eyes of the public.
Hurhura wato wani abu ne wanda yake mai daraja gun Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
You see, gray hair is a blessing. God chooses people who He gives gray hairs.
Mutumin da ke da hurhura, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ya sanya masa wata irin daraja.
Abdullahi Ismail Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now, away from Nigeria, India's official investigation into its deathless trail crash in 20 years has begun after preliminary findings point to signal failure as the likely cause for a collision that killed at least 275 people and injured nearly 1,200. Disaster struck on Friday when a passenger train hit a stationary freight train, jumped the tracks and hit another passenger train passing in the opposite direction near the district of Balasore in the eastern state of Odisha. Now, following non-stop efforts to rescue survivors and clearing and repairs of the tracks, passenger and freight trains resumed running over that section of the line on Sunday night. Trains rumbled past the debris of the smashed carriages from Friday night's crash near Balasore. Now, the railway department said that the first train, a goods train loaded with coal, started 51 hours after the crash. It was not immediately clear if all the tracks had been fully repaired, with trains on Monday using only lines on one side. Now, calm has returned to the streets of Senegal's capital, Dakar, following 72 hours of violence. Clashes erupted on Thursday in the wake of the sentencing of opposition leader Ousmane Sonko to 2 years in jail. On Saturday, authorities said that 500 people had been arrested since Thursday. Supporters of Sonko and President Macky Sall have traded blame for the violence and deaths. The violence resulted in at least 16 deaths and more than 350 wounded. Sonko was not present at his trial and is yet to be taken into custody for his jail term, which is predicted to stoke further tension. And in sports news, Victor Osimhen has won the Serie A Golden Boot for scoring the highest number of goals in the 2022-2023 campaign. The feat makes him the first African to scoop the prize. Now, the Napoli star scored 26 goals in 32 matches, edging his closest rival Inter Milan's Lautaro Martinez to land the highly coveted prize. Osimhen had already scored 25 goals before Napoli's Sunday game against Sampdoria. Now, he then scored from the spot to add one more strike to his tally as his club won 2-0. The Nigerians' goals were instrumental as the club clinched their first league title in 33 years and their third overall. Earlier, the Super Eagles scooped the Best Striker award for the season for his efforts. Sunday's awards comes after years of attempts by Africans to win the prize, while the continent's only Ballon d'Or winner, George Weah, played in Italy. He could not win it. Still staying with sports, AC Milan and the Sweden striker Zlatan Ibrahimovic said on Sunday that he had decided to end his football career. The 41-year-old Milan contract expires at the end of June and will not be renewed following a season plagued by injuries, prompting him to end a remarkable and successful career. But Ibrahimovic later revealed in a news conference that no one knew the big announcement he was about to drop. He scored 93 goals in 163 appearances over 2 spells at Milan. He then returned in January 2020 and helped Milan win the Serie A title last year, his second league trophy with the Rossoneri. And that's it for the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.